Hey everyone, my name is Diana and this is my entry for the Miss Serendipityy's Urban Decay Horror Makeup Contest. A little bit of background information. This look did not... I'm not going by a specific look here. This is just something random that I came up with. I drew inspiration from lots of sources. And if you were to call it anything, I guess it would be zombie-like, but I wouldn't really call it that. But anyway, so I'm starting off here with Elmer's glue because it's safe and non-toxic, and because we're not allowed to use special makeup stuff like spirit gum and that kind of thing. Then I'm throwing on a piece of toilet paper that I wish wasn't textured, but that's all I had. Slabbing it on there and making sure there aren't many creases, because I'll be doing that myself later in the video. Take the Elmer's glue again and put it on top of the toilet paper, as well as paste down the edges so that it's smooth as you go along. Then I put down another layer of toilet paper, the same toilet paper, folded out the creases as best I could, and flattened it, did the edges again, and I threw on some more on top of that piece as well. And what I'm doing here is basically layering the toilet paper so that I could, I had something decent and thick to work with when it came to what I'm going to do later. I'm singing some song. I don't know what song it was at the time, but those are scissors, and I understand that that's dangerous, so I suggest you don't do that at home. But I've done this for many years, so cutting off the dry edges, the stray edges. Now I'm pasting down the rest so that it's smooth, like I've mentioned before. And now I'm taking tweezers, and this is where you start making an incision, sort of a weird looking gash there with the tweezers. Yep, and going in, ripping it off, and that's where our nasty stuff is going to go in there. So folding around the edges, and I got this idea from some guy on YouTube. I don't remember who he was, but I'll put the link up on my description. Now just white paint, regular white paint, or white makeup, and this is a homemade scar wax. It's really crappy, the one I made, but we're not able to use like Ben Nye, so I had to make my own in order to follow the rules. And I also got that from someone on YouTube, don't remember his name. That's Bare Minerals Kit and BH Cosmetics White. Gray and white, sort of a charcoal, so that I could use that to rot my skin a bit, because I wanted to give my skin a sort of dull grayish dead effect. The gray again going around the eyes. This is going to go all around the eyes, both. And I left a bit of a space, I don't know if you can tell, just underneath my lower lid. There's a little bit of a gap there that I'll be filling in with white later, just to make my eye appear a bit more wider and scarier, I guess you could say. And I used the gray again, like I said, just to give me that sort of been dead for a while look, skin is rotting look. Doing it corners of the lips, just to make my cheeks appear as if they're kind of saggy in a sense. And I also did my cheekbones. I didn't show it there though. Or wait, no, I did my cheekbones with these two. That's a dark plum, a very dark plum purple, and a dark brown. I mixed them together, as you saw, and I did purple and brown because I wanted to show a bit of bruising, because the skin bruises when you die. Like after you've been dead and your body starts to rot, your skin bruises a bit. And so that's why I did the purple. I used the purple and the brown. And that's also what I used for the cheekbones, because I wanted to give my face a sort of sunken effect, almost skeleton-like, but not totally. Lucky for me, I have high cheekbones, so it didn't take much effort. on the other side. It was hard for me to do it on that tissue there. White, and that is going where that gap is that I mentioned before. Again, just to give me more rounder, bigger eyes. Tarte, that's blush. That's tinted cream blush that I apply on the edges of my eye, corner of my eyes. Because I figured with this virus that went around, you sort of bled from the eyes and bled out of everything, kind of like the vampires in True Blood. That's what I was going for. Around the edges, went on and on. Now very thin brush with bright red eyeshadow, and that's going right along the edges and the inner crease there, and on top as well. I believe I put it on top, if I'm not mistaken. I should have put it on top. Yeah, there you go. Put it on top, and that doesn't have to be neat, by the way. That can just be slabbered on there because I blend it, so it doesn't matter if it's neat. Emerald on the pad, and that I am just basically staining my face with because it gives it a rotting effect. I don't know what made me go for the green when it came to the rotting, but it gave it a nice little touch. And the yellow, which is more common when it comes to the rotting. You can skip the green if you want, but there's the yellow. Mineral powder in a dark magenta plumish color. And that is going along that wound that I have there on my face, just on my jaw. Right along the face there, because if you get gash like that, it's not a neat wound. The bright red again, and that's going inside and around it as well, just to make it, I mean, if it's totally magenta, then it won't look realistic. So you gotta have an orange based red in there, not a purple based. So this is giving that warm red look, which is what blood has. But I like to use magenta based because our veins are blue, so I mix it up sometimes. I see some white edges there. You're gonna see white edges, but we'll fix that later. Blending in as much as I could to make it look natural. It was hard doing it with the toilet paper because it didn't look too believable. That's the same gray charcoal kit color in the edges, just so that it's dark in there, so that it looks deeper, you know. Petroleum jelly, putting it in the wound so that it shines like blood. And the video quality sucks, but it looks good in person. Same Tarte going in the wound, going around the wound, and you'll see blood there. I used a fake blood that I made with chocolate syrup, red food coloring, corn syrup, and a bunch of other, there it is, a bunch of other stuff. Ketchup, I think. I don't remember what it was, but it was homemade. And I put it in this tubey squeeze thing. I don't know what to call it, but I needed blood and I didn't have any, so I made that, and I saw that I had some left over and figured why not use it, you know. So that's the fake homemade blood that I made. That's a dark magenta, kind of like the blush that you saw, and that's going on the white. That's what I'm covering the white with, because it's a very prominent color. It covers very well. So that's what I'm disguising the white from the toilet paper with. And adding some more blood, and now I'm taking the red from my gash and swiping it on my cheek. My story there is that the person that bit my jaw was holding on to my face with its bloody fingers, and that's what that looks like. White just to cover the eyebrows a bit more. You can skip this if it's fine for you, but I had to do it. My eyebrows were dark. And what else? Come on, hurry up. Oh, the Tarte, the blush. That, oh yeah, that goes for the eyes. I did that True Blood vampire thing with the eyes. I don't know why. I don't know what made me do that, but I just figured may as well, you know, just to make it gorier, if I may say that. I don't know if that's a word, but that's the fake blood that I made going on my, and it gets light when I run it down, you'll see, which is kind of crappy because I didn't want it to, but it was made with corn syrup and it had water in it, so it was pretty liquidy. It wasn't as thick as actual blood. See, there you go. Did that there, and there's no technique there. I just wiped it down my face as best as I could without making it look just random. But there you go. Added some wherever. It's kind of instinctive. You just go by what you feel would look better or would look right. That's how I approach doing makeup most times, unless I'm copying from a picture. More blood, and now I'm taking the same kit, same charcoal, doesn't change, and that's going on my lips to make it make them gross looking. That's the final touch there, the gray lips. And I believe that's it. Yep. There you go. And at the end, there's a photo there for you guys. Thanks a lot.